Hi everyone, it's Justine. Every first Monday in May, the Metropolitan Museum in New York organizes a gala night for the opening of their new fashion exhibition. In short, it's called the Met Gala. Every year there is a dress code, which is why we see outfits people would not normally wear on a red carpet, which is why I specifically like to review this exact red carpet event. I will start by explaining the dress code of the night, because reviewing outfits without linking them to the theme, to the dress code, does not make much sense, does it? And then I'll rank the outfits that I find creative and interesting from 1 to 5 stars. My personal opinion, and I'll encourage you to share your favorite looks as well in the comments in a minute. The motto. The theme of the new Met exhibition is super fine, tailoring black style. All guests have also received an invitation stating the dress code for the night, which is tailored for you. That isn't a super precise briefing, but it does, in fact, tell us a few things. First, tailoring means a focus on menswear, while the Met Gala and Met exhibitions typically always focus on women's wear, and then the men in attendance just wear a black and white tuxedo. Again. So this year, menswear. That's good news. Second, for you implies, I think, a high degree of personalization. I see it as a cue to adapt the tailoring to your own personality and taste, rather than just going for a black suit with a white tie. You can play with proportions here. You can play with design details, colors, of course, textures, materials. To me, this sounds like a lot of fun. Then we also have clues from the exhibition topic. The curator, whose name is Monica Miller, wrote a book titled, Slaves to Fashion, Black Dandyism and the Styling of Black Diasporic Identity. I link the book down below. It's very well researched in case you want the reference. In the book, she explains how in previous centuries, Black servants were requested to wear formal suits and how little by little they have reclaimed tailored fashion as their own style, making it sartorially more extravagant, flamboyant, individual, and creating an own identity symbolized by the black dandy. So there is a large historical aspect to this year's motto, and it also conveys the wish of the Met to honor the influence of black style that it had and has on culture, arts, and of course fashion. The co-hosts. Anna Wintour of Vogue is the resident host of the Met Gala. This year, she'll be in the company of co-hosts Coleman Domingo, Lewis Hamilton, A$AP Rocky, and Pharrell Williams. All of them suit the image of the dandy and are regular guests of the Met Gala as well. I'm looking forward to seeing their outfits as well as Janelle Monáe's. Just an intuition. Now, let's get to the reviews. Here are the outfits that get from 1 to 5 stars from me. Keep in mind that it's not all the looks of the night, because that would be a very long video. It's a selection to which you're invited to add your own favorites by leaving a comment. 1 star for Gigi Hadid, Jenna Ortega, Kim Kardashian, Shakira, Miley Cyrus, and Nicole Kidman. Why? Because these gowns could be worn on another red carpet than the Met's. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful gowns, impeccably tailored, but for me there's no connection to the theme. You could argue that the outfits of Miley Cyrus and Nicole Kidman are made of a suiting fabric, but that's about it. Note that for each outfit, I give you the name of the person plus the name of the house who made the outfit, because they are the ones doing the work, so we want them to get the credit. Moving on to 2 stars. Quite a few guests leaned onto the literal meaning of tailoring. For example, Angel Reese, Doja Cat, Emma Chamberlain, Miranda Kerr, Rihanna. Here's the thing. When you ask fashion designers what suiting suggests to them, they will tell you A, pinstripes, and B, deconstruction. So those looks are on theme, yes, and extremely well executed, no question. But deconstructed pinstriped fabric? Not revolutionary. They don't surprise me, let's put it that way. Which is why I separate them from another group of outfits getting 2 stars from me. Alicia Keys in Montclair. I like the boldness of the stripes, the princess neckline, cute, and the fact that her very dramatic coat matches the outfit of her partner. Anne Hathaway in Carolina Herrera. This outfit suggests tailoring without being too obvious about it. You have the stripes paired with a crisp white shirt. She was actually one of the only guests wearing just a shirt, which is on theme just as much as a suit jacket is. Anna Wintour, finally! Since I started doing Met Gala reviews on YouTube, I think it's the first time Anna Wintour actually followed the theme, which she always decides because she is the host of the gala, which is funny. And I also like the color palette and the texture. It feels very dandy-like. Bravo. Demi Moore is wearing stripes, but make it matte. It's dramatic, it's outside of her comfort zone, and the tailoring is impeccable. And we have Zoe Saldana, also in Thumb Brownie. It's like the shirt under the vest was too long for her, so it became a full-length dress. I think this is a creative take on traditional black tie dressing. Note that many guests on that evening wore Thumb Brownie, and it makes a lot of sense because the essence of the house is tailoring with the focus on menswear. Now for the 3-star outfits. We're entering advanced fashion territory here. Very sartorial. It's complicated. Hanta Shafa and Issa Rae both nailed the Polish, slightly eccentric dandy look, but in a feminine version while keeping the colors classy. Usher and Will Welch kept it classy as well, but we start seeing some personal details. Colorful socks, a little diamond brooch, a walking stick, all accessories of the dandy. And Sarah Snook is wearing a more flamboyant version of Usher's outfit, like the Gala Night version. I think she nailed it. Look, there were so many good outfits this year. I have a second board of 3-star people. Jeremy Harris wearing Balmain. This is inspired by the dandy from Fashion History, a Balmain specialty, I should add. I love the big white bow and the high waist. Then we have a boss, as in Hugo Boss, a boss outfit inspired by the Prohibition era, also accurate historically because pre-World War II, Harlem was the epicenter of the dandy culture. Special mention for the shoes and the watch that has a chain attached to it. Love it, very vintage. Coleman Domingo was filling in his element, mixing patterns, adding a large flower instead of the usual handkerchief. I'm just surprised that he went monochromatic because his regular wardrobe is in fact more flamboyant than this. Probably it was co-host duty that made him want to look serious. Dua Lipa and FK Twigs took a historical approach too, because in 1920s Harlem, there was an important black woman, a dancer, often dressed like this, who later became super famous in Paris. Her name was Josephine Baker. These two ladies remind us that the Harlem Renaissance was driven by both men and women. Fun fact, when I was in fashion school, one of the assignments was to create the patterns for, cut the fabric, and sew a finished jacket. And the professor called that the 8-hour jacket. When you do it the first time, it's a bit challenging, but then it eventually fits into 8 hours, indeed. But Dua Lipa's dress that you're seeing here, it's not 8 hours, it's 2,000 hours. And it includes 45,000 beaded, embroidered pearls and crystals. This is to give you an idea of the amount of work and the level of craftsmanship that goes into each of these outfits, which I'm honestly showing in a very short video that doesn't do the outfits justice. Moving on to 4-star outfits. Chance the Rapper in a classic Versace suit with all the right accessories. It feels both vintage and current. Note the cognac shoes. Great choice. Madonna in Tom Ford looking like a proper dandy. Madonna is one of the people who consistently nail the Met Gala's themes. Bridgerton vibes for Roger Jean Page. It's a full look because a real dandy is not afraid of standing out for impeccable clothing tastes, right? And a touch of jewelry can never be too much. I think it makes him look regal. J Balwin in Marc Jacobs really had fun with the color. The contrast of the satin lapels and the tie, which is probably silk, is so good. It's an unlikely hue for a gentleman, and the reason why, it's perfectly on theme. Bad Bunny came in Prada, and I'm in love with the details here. The tie matching the shoes, glitter on the gloves, the shirt matching the gentleman's handbag, a shiny brooch that is honestly close to perfection. And we have more color with Andrew Day in hot pink. This is a fantastic version of a woman dandy with a 19th century inspired pair of glasses. The color didn't exist back then though, which makes the look actually very contemporary. Smart. More drama with Alton Mason in Boss. This is the ideal outfit for a dandy going on stage. Think the Sinatra of Harlem. More embellishments with John Ima in Sergio Hudson. He's wearing a perfect suit ensemble. Plus, and that's where he's winning, the hat the necklaces, and the coats, which are Africa-inspired, and therefore sartorially very accurate. In the fashion history of Black style, there are influences from Africa and from all over the world. Let's end this group with two all-white outfits, Iman Hammam and Zendaya. These silhouettes are obviously very different, yet both are the epitome of impeccable tailoring and the attitude too, honestly. They're great. I must admit that Zendaya always gets at least 4 stars from me in these reviews because what can I say? She really gets the dress code every year. Now, the difference between 4 and 5 stars at this point is just really my personal taste. They're all amazing already. 5 stars, 5, are for the outfits that go above and beyond, where I'm just in awe of how well they got the theme and made it their own. Lewis Hamilton, he's the perfect dandy of the night, my opinion. And he would know because his wardrobe goes in this direction anyway. Great job. Lupita Nyong'o in Chanel, classy, just the right dose of drama with the canotier hat and the cape element, and a camellia. She's also great at always choosing the right colors for her skin undertone. Her color choices, or her stylist's choices, really make her skin pop. Every time. Nuchi Gatwa, all grown up in Oswald Boateng, looking so chic. That purple jacquard fabric is fabulous. Rings, 1 jewelry brooch, simple but classic shoes. Perfect. Ukbag Apti, looking like a proper Prohibition-era gangsta with fur and silver. Here, the contrast is all in the textures. Great look. More? Okay, more. Burna Boy, both retro and Matrix-like, note the shoes dégradé of colors. From the hue of the coat's lining to the hue of its upper fabric and the yellow for contrast makes me happy. Jodie Turner-Smith in Burberry, perfect as a 19th century flamboyant rider, love the hats. Janelle Monáe, who I was looking forward to, she's an expert at dress codes and at rocking a feminine version of the dandy, reminding us that both men and women can wear suits and a bowler hat. And Doechii, pushing the twinkle in the eye even further, dressed as a teenage dandy in those short trousers and a cigar. The silk bow matches the shoes and the socks, which is incredibly satisfying. Now, to put things in perspective, in 18th century England, a tailored suit was in fact minimalistic compared to the kind of dressing fashionable at the time. Nowadays, it comes across as flamboyant and as an art form, but compared to what we wear today. In 1920s Harlem, a suit and impeccable grooming were a way of resisting the establishment, the lower status that Black people had in America. And today, dandyism still has a place. It's visible via bold accessories, bright suit colors, and a high degree of personalization through influences from all around the world. And in the end, this really is what fashion is about. Self-expression, individual experimentation, and fun. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for your support. Tell me who your favorite outfit of the night was. And if you want more, here is my Met Gala review from last year. The motto was Sleeping Beauties. Take care.